everybody. We're gonna get started in just a moment with our live reactions on YouTube. In just a moment. Just setting up for the event and stuff. Everything is ready to go. Boy, that new Call of Duty game looks fire. It looks fire right now. It looks good. It looks really good. Not gonna cap. That looks good. The Call of Duty game, the new one, looks really good, guys. React to the trailer as part of the live reaction stuff for today. It's possible. So remember, that's copyrighted material and I wanted to stay away from that. So we'll see. We are on YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook today. Alright, here we go, guys. Alright, we're gonna start reacting to videos for you guys. I just want to explain how this is going to work for today. So, how this is going to work is, you guys suggest videos in the comment section, either on YouTube, Twitch, or Facebook. And anything is fair game as long as it is safe for work. Also fair game today. And partnership, or should I say, full permission from TV Aria Sailor Peace. Anything in her library is now fair game. As long as it is not reacted to yet, and as long as it's the Therios fight. The Therios and Shadina fight will be saved for a special day. So for that, let's go ahead and take a look at some stuff for you guys today. Now, also off the table, anything in my library is actually out of the playlist. I cannot react to my own videos. That will be for another time. I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna do double coverage for myself. That's just not how it's. Get ready for that. Okay? We can get started in a moment. See if everybody can get on this. Once I feel that we have enough people, we can get started here. Let's see. Let me just make sure that everything is working right. Alright, we're good on YouTube. Are we good on Twitch still? See if we're good on Twitchy. We cannot react to Twitch content though. What's up, Brycey? Making sure everything is right on target here. Okay, we're good on Twitch. Okay, we're good on Twitch. So go ahead and start suggesting stuff. We can do anything from sports, anime, TV, So I guess it's safe for work and no copyright. And also anything from TV area. So go ahead and start going nuts in the comments. It could be anything. I'm just writing a comment down so that you know what we can play with. Something we reacted already. What do you like, Bryce, though? What do you like, though? Do you like sports? Do you like anime? Do you like themes? Let me know. I'll be happy to take suggestions right now. Or do you want me to start it off for a sample? Now, keep in mind, I don't think we can react to the new Call of Duty. There's a new thing called Call of Duty Vanguard, and they just revealed it 5 minutes ago. My streamer friends are already playing it because they get early access to it. So if you, I'm gonna see if we can do the Vanguard. If not, we're gonna have to do because I don't want to do the copyright stuff again. We don't want to get into that territory. I'm gonna do a sample first, though, so we can show you guys how this is gonna work. So there's this YouTuber by the name of Cheese Place. Anything as long as it is not saturated and no private spots, if you will. So yeah, that's I think what anime is nowadays. There's this YouTuber named Cheese Plays. Cheese Plays is a YouTuber who plays Mario Baseball and other games. The reason why I like this guy is because he has some interesting ways he makes his content. And for example, we have this. We have the Mario Super Sluggers game. Basically, the game, I'm gonna warn you, he goes rage mode later on. So anything like this is always okay. So, yeah, go ahead, Bryce, go. Go for it. What's your suggestion, buddy? I would tell you a few minutes before I started going live, besides the Vanguard event, I had messaged Speedy Blue. Speedy Blue is responsible for both Sonic, Playway Supersonic, and some other characters. The reason why I say this now is because we could be reacting to the Shadina fight in both points of view, if that comes into play. So watch out for that. I'm in talks with him right now as we speak here. As far as other things you might want to see, we can do reactions, all that good stuff. My buddy Jimmy Dukes Gaming is actually live at this time. He's doing the Vanguard event as well. Every streamer is doing the Vanguard event. And I gotta tell you, that thing looks ridiculously good. They Silver and Sally play Mario and Luigi. Okay. I see where you're going with this. Okay. I know where we're going there with that. Don't I have to ask permission first for Silver? Let me know if I have to ask permission first, because I did that with Aria. Aria, so you want me to do that without asking permission? Because I don't want to get in trouble with them. Because I asked Aria already. She said yeah. Yeah, that's the problem. The way I asked her first before I reacted to her video. She said yeah. That's why I'm like, I would love to do this one, but remember, I have to ask her permit. I have to ask him permission before I say yeah. He won't. He probably won't. EVRA, yeah, because automatic, because I got permission. But oh, let's do something. I have something. I have something. The Real Life Lore is a channel that explores real world situations, and they educate you guys on certain things about the world. And that is the first time if you guys want to try this out. They will let you guys because that's an educational channel. But Silver is a dedicated, specialized channel where you have to ask permission. This one you don't, because it is educational content. The Real Life Lore takes the idea. Let's say if you want to learn about, let's say you want to learn about borders. Let's say you want to learn about time zone. And there's a video called "These Are the World's Strangest Time Zone." Give me one moment, guys. Alright, let's get back into it. So what do you guys want? We'll go for the time zone. Go for the time zone. So let's take a look at time zone. Okay, one moment. I'm gonna turn on audio here. Hold on one moment. Alright, let's go. Let me introduce the video, and then we'll get full. Get ready, guys. Alright, welcome back to another reaction video for today. I am Francis the Fox, and today we're going to be reacting to the world's strangest time zones. I know. We're going to react to the world's strangest time zones. If you guys are not aware, we in the US have 4 time zones. Throughout the world, we have a lot. And the gist of this is there are politics, history, some politics that change the time zones throughout the world. So we're going to take a look at this and see what you guys think about the world's strangest time zones, guys. So let's have a look. One moment, let me just make sure the sound is on. So I can listen to this too. Let me see one thing.
And all of us around the world live with different times and different schedules. Planning these times and schedules can get complicated when you board a plane or travel some other way between different time zones. Like when you fly between New York City and Los Angeles, where you would have to adjust your clock back 3 hours upon arriving in LA. But some other trips around the world.
That's the standard one from Boston or New York to LA. LA, which is where I'm from, is 3 hours behind New York because they're Eastern time. But about to get very crazy here.
World can get way more complicated than that thanks to how badly we've messed around with the global time zones. In a perfect world, our planet would be divided between 24 equal time zones, each representing 1 hour of the day. But we don't live in that world. We live in a world where countries, borders, and politics exist that have horribly skewed this perfect ideal into something that looks more like this. And here are the most extreme examples of the oddities you can find using this map. Let's start off with Spain, which despite being in the same general longitude as Britain, Ireland, and Portugal remains 1 hour ahead of those countries. This means that you can fly to Madrid and still have to move your clock 1 hour ahead instead of backwards. The reason that's the case...
Yeah, normally when you go to the west, you go backwards in time, but in this case, we go forward. And there's history in this one.
Is because Francisco Franco said so back in 1940 when he moved Spain's time ahead an hour to be closer to Nazi Germany, and over 70 years later they've still just decided to never change it back. And speaking of countries that have made questionable decisions regarding their time zones, China is probably the weirdest.
Yeah,
Normally, China is enough to cover 5 different time zones in the ideal world, but in reality the Chinese government has decided that all of China is just simply one time zone that follows Beijing time. They did this
I think Beijing is to the east. No, to the east. Eastern China is Beijing. So right here, it's like saying there's a national time for one country.
In an attempt to create a sense of national unity across the country, but it's had the unintended consequence of messing with people's lives in the western part. Imagine for a moment if the United States just declared was now the time across the entire US. This is a pretty similar case, and the people in the western parts of China are about 2 hours behind Beijing in real terms. This messes with workers' productivity in the area, and it means that if you have a normal 9-to-5 job, you can either effectively go into work at 7 a.m. and leave at 3 p.m., or you can adjust your schedule and go into work at 11 a.m. and work until 7 p.m. A few years ago, Apple randomly switched users' time zones in this area to the unofficial time zones they were using to get by, and caused many people to accidentally sleep in for 2 extra hours. And as a final weird consequence of this policy, you can walk a very tiny border from China into Afghanistan and have to set your clock back a full 3.5 hours after crossing, which is a bigger time difference than traveling all the way from Boston to Los Angeles you can achieve by just walking a few minutes.
Imagine that. Imagine you have to go to Boston or go to LA, and you have to go just by a few steps. You go from 3.5 hours ahead to 3.5 hours behind just by walking. That's crazy stuff in China too. to Afghanistan. Remember, it's 3.5 hours behind China. So keep that in mind.
Next up is how weird the international dateline looks in the Pacific. Again, in theory, the international dateline would be a straight line with a 24-hour time difference on either side of it. While the Pacific here is mostly empty, there are a few islands and land chunks that curve the line pretty dramatically in some places.
Look
like
at
here in
that line.
Samoa, where the government decided to completely skip December 30th, 2011 and move the country forward an entire day. Besides them not liking LeBron and wanting to skip his birthday, the other reason they decided 1892, the Samoan king moved the country east of the dateline in order to be closer connected to the US. But over 100 years since then, Samoa's economy grew closer to Australia and New Zealand instead, despite being 21 hours ahead in time from Sydney. So in 2011, they changed it back to how things were before 1892. But this created another awkward situation in neighboring American Samoa just 70 kilometers away, which stuck with being east of the dateline, which makes a 24-hour time difference between them and a 25-hour time difference in the summer. But even weirder is this monstrosity in Kiribati, where the day is out 2,000 miles to surround it before coming back to relatively normal. This situation means that you could start in Hawaii on a Monday, travel south, and end up in Tuesday, and if you kept going south, you'd end up back in Monday. This also means that at some point every day, there exists 3 days going on at the same time in different parts of the world. When it's 6:30 a.m. in New York on Saturday, it's 11:30 p.m. in American Samoa on Friday, and it's 12:30 a.m. in Christmas Island, Kiribati on Sunday. But perhaps the weirdest time zone change you can ever experience is right here in the United States. The US is mostly pretty straightforward, with 4 time zones that cover the continental 48 states, and 1 Hawaii and Alaska. But daylight savings time is where things get complicated. 2 states don't follow daylight.
I think from what I remember, there was a vote to end daylight savings time in the next few years. So I think they're gonna update this video very soon, now that that law is coming into effect soon. So they're going to end the daylight savings time for a while now, okay? So no more going forward 1 hour.
Savings time, Hawaii, which doesn't matter because Arizona, which is weird because it's surrounded by land. But Arizona gets even more weird when you consider the borders of the Navajo Reservation, which does follow daylight savings time. This is even further complicated by the Hopi Reservation, which is totally surrounded by the Navajo Reservation and like the rest of Arizona decides to not follow daylight savings time. But the Navajo Reservation has an enclave inside of the Hopi Reservation, which creates a time zone map of Arizona during daylight savings time that looks like this. In theory, you could drive in a straight line and hit all of these spots and have to change your clock an hour back and forth 7 times, all while driving inside of the same state.
Yeah, it's like, you can hit every line in that. Yeah, Apex is a while. I just got Apex yesterday. I downloaded Apex. And it takes a while. That game takes a while to download. So what do you guys think? We have so many time zones in the world now. You got yourself like 24 hours, 25. Then you got history making a play. So, what do you guys think of that one? Let me know in the comments below. A like. And if you guys enjoyed that one, let's go on to the next one. Let's see what else we can react to. So now that I showed you guys real life lore, how do you guys like the channel? He goes into detail on certain topics that you guys can learn. Okay? So it's a bite size, so around 20 minutes or less each video. There are some that are going over 20 minutes because he actually does doc as well as part of the channel. But those come and go. Those are here, like, they're doing a new series talking about ghost towns. They're talking about ghost towns in that series. So, what do you guys want me to react to next? I gave you a little example. We can go for another RRL, real life lore, RLL, I should say. Or we can do a dice. Let's see what else we got. Okay. Okay, next one, let's do one more RLL, and then we'll move to another channel here. Something that is similar. Let's do let's do let's do a different channel here. Let's do something sports. Let's do some MLB highlight. No way, we can't. I have to be careful. Let's do. Oh, I know. There's a channel I follow. Oh, House of Highlights. No, I can't because I would try that. Oh, this one. Coolest Baseball. So this channel reacts to, talks about in a, in-depth form. Similar to real life lore where they talk about topics. This one is all about baseball. So let's see one. I'm gonna look for a short one for you guys. 13 minutes sounds not bad. So this game.
Completely ape.
So let me explain this game before we get into the reaction of the show here. So this particular one right here, between the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Atlanta Braves. The reason why this game is being called the first call in MLB history was because back in 2011 there was no instant replay. Not until later they installed the instant replay we use today. And back then there was 3 calls that were controversial. The Joyce Galarraga play, which ended a perfect game bid. Then there was a game with infield fly rule that was incorrectly called. And this call, which I'm going to warn you, it looks really close. So let's get into the reaction in a moment after I introduce it. Alright, guys. Enjoy the lurk, and more lurk. Alright, let's get right into it. Hi everybody, it's the Francis the Fox here once again, giving you guys another reaction video. For today, we have for you guys Coolest Baseball. And in this particular video, we're talking about the worst call in MLB history. Why it might have been correct. Baseball bits. This channel has been known to introduce baseball content to us, and he goes into depth on why this particular call was potentially correct. Okay? So let's get right into it. Published on August 25th, 2018, and let's go.
this video is not about this call.
Oh, it's gonna drop! They're calling it an infield fly rule.
So infield fly, when the finger is pointed up, the rule is it has to be on the infield. The bases have to be loaded, and an infield fly means the batter is out, but base runners can actually advance. But because the ball falls into the outfield, that's a different story.
And it's definitely not about this bad boy either.
Right side, Cabrera will cut it off. Galarraga covers. He's out. No, he's safe.
Those are all for a different
I'm gonna tell you guys now, that's out. He's out. He's out, in my opinion.
Let me take y'all back to July 26th, 2011. Actually, you know what? It was 1:50 a.m. on July 27th when this event occurred, because the game in question was in the 19th inning.
Yeah, when you played
The
that
Braves and
long,
Pirates are
oh
6.5
boy.
hours
Something's
into what
gonna
has
happen.
already become a game for the ages. This is a game that's given us the dynamic duo of Cup Guy
The cup guy.
and Let's Go Pirates Girl. Sidebar: the Braves
When you're a fan of a team, you support the team you are cheering for. This girl knows how to be a fan. She is staying throughout all 19 innings and all. So yeah, cheering on her Pirates.
Braves just played the Pirates a few days ago, and there's a girl going completely ape in the later innings.
Versus Venters. Polanco is 0 for 3.
Could it have been the same person back 7 years later to haunt broadcasts? But I digress. The game had been scoreless since the end of the 3rd inning.
Think about that. There was one other game I got to watch that went more than 10 innings. And that was the Dodger game against the Boston Red Sox in the World Series. Oh boy. This one is the longest one I heard about.
We're talking about 16 innings of thrilling scoreless action leading up to this moment. The Braves had used their incredible O'Flaherty, Venters, Kimbrel combination for the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
I've heard about
Then Scott
some of these
Linebrink
players
and
though.
George Sherrill combined for the 10th, before Christian Martinez pitched 6 scoreless innings in relief. Then the Braves did the scariest thing a team could ever do, which is give the ball to Scott Proctor with the game on the line, and he 3 scoreless innings of his own. This game was completely bonkers.
Yeah,
On
I
the
agree.
Pirates side, a
game
similar
is
hodgepodge
bonkers,
of
alright?
was being used, and it all led to Daniel McCutcheon.
Look at that facial hair.
Daniel McCutcheon
There you go.
returning to the mound in
Handsome
the bottom
guy.
of the 19th
What's
after
up,
having
everything,
already
Crick?
pitched 5 scoreless innings of his own. The game was now the
Look at that. Start time 7:11 p.m. 2011, 26th of July. Look how long this game took. 6.5 hours. And then you're gonna call the game on a one call.
long in Turner Field history, but with Jordan Schaefer on second and Julio Lugo on third and just 1 out, the Braves were threatening
What's
to
up,
walk
guys?
it off.
Thanks for liking
Which
the
Atlanta
stream, guys.
Brave will come to the plate to drive in the game-winning run? Oh, it's Scott Proctor. This is the kind of thing that happens when you play 19
Wait
innings.
until you see the
Alright,
tag.
we finally made it. I'm going to show you the worst call in MLB history. Let's watch
Let's see if you guys
together.
agree if he's safe.
Ground ball. Alvarez coming home. And it's not in time. He's
Ooh,
called
really
safe,
now?
and the Braves win the
The f- No, seriously, what the f was that? Let's watch it again.
They're gonna run it again, guys.
ground ball. Alvarez coming home. And it's not in time. He's called safe, and the Braves win the game.
I know that the questionable infield
Tell me what you guys think. Safe or out? In my opinion, that's the right call. It's safe. I'm gonna tell you why in a moment.
fly and Galarraga's near perfecto had more at stake, but in a vacuum, this has to be the most ludicrous
Trick,
call
if you
I
guys
have
want
ever
to suggest
seen.
a video, let me
Lugo
know.
isn't anywhere near
On
the
YouTube,
plate when
though.
the ball arrives to catcher Mike Henry. There wasn't a single person in the stadium who thought Lugo was safe. Well, except for home plate umpire Jerry Meals.
Think you had a bad day? Well, what about being responsible for this? A big game that goes
Imagine
19
though,
innings, more than 6
playoff?
hours, and because of you,
Boy.
the call that ends it all was wrong. Here's GMA News anchor Josh Elliott.
He called him
And it was on the news too.
You've got to be kidding me, Jerry Meals.
No sooner had Meals gotten it all wrong, a fact he would later admit, than was
Excuse
told
me.
to cry for instant replay.
Yes, that was an ABC News
The cry. That's one of 3 plays that instituted the cry for instant replay.
segment about the game. Not every baseball fan remembers it now, but this call was a huge deal, even though it was just a regular season game in July. At the center of the controversy was Jerry Meals, who came out and apologized the next day after doing a replay analysis of the call. So now it's time to do a replay analysis of our own. How could Meals have
I
thought that
think he's
Lugo
still
was
safe though,
anything
even
but
after
out?
that.
The ball comes into McHenry, who is standing pretty far up the third base line. Lugo is nowhere near home plate as the tag is applied. Wait,
Here he comes.
tag. Back, the one from the ABC News report.
The tag.
Kidding me, Jerry Meals.
No sooner had Meals gotten it all wrong.
Oh my god. Look, it would be insane to say that McHenry definitely misses that tag. But boy, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say the possibility exists. It's very close. I would
That's
say
very close, in my opinion. Look at this. How many of you believe he got the tag? That's the question. Because, remember, if you get the tag, he's out. But, if he misses the tag, he's safe. But look at the angles that we have.
the poss-
Go back just a bit here. How many of you guys got that? Looks close.
on a limb and say the possibility exists. It's very close. I would say too close to call.
I
But for the
agree.
sake of being fair, I'm going to show you the best possible evidence that McHenry makes the tag. Now keep in mind, this is the stuff that actually argues against my thesis, but you guys deserve to know what's out there without doing some crazy sleuthing of your own. Here's the closest angle I could find in high quality. Watch McHenry's glove. See what
How close
McHenry's
is it?
glove
That's
is doing
very
there?
close.
You could easily argue that it's bouncing off Lugo's shin. But whatever flexing the glove is doing is simply from quickly jerking it in a tagging motion. We've seen the video,
That's
but
close.
how about a still image? Something that 100% clearly shows the tag. The day after the game, Fangraphs writer Jack Moore wrote an article titled Obvious, in which he argues against the Meals call being clear as day. He points to a picture posted by Tennessee Titans beat writer Travis Haney on Twitter. That's a lot of keys, which essentially boils down to this.
You guys see it? What do you think? Safe or out? That is really close. Look at that last pixel right there. With the glove. I think he's so safe. I think Meals.
Version of my own. It's not really any clearer though. Moore writes, can we definitively say, even from that picture, where glove ends and where shadow begins, it's not like blowing up the picture really helps any, does it? Maybe I need my eyes checked. This isn't the Joyce Galarraga play, where the video and pictorial evidence was so obvious.
He's correct. The Joyce Colorado play was absolutely clear. He should have been out, and Colorado should have had his perfect game. But this one is more of how close is the glove to the pants. If he's out, if he didn't get him, he's safe. It's very close by a pixel.
Yes. This is a case where, in my opinion, the confirmation bias of seeing baseball beat runner by so much, the throw beat him by a mile, manifested itself in a similar reaction. I agree with him completely. Mike Fast also posted some screenshots on Baseball Prospectus, which you guys are more than welcome to shift through. Meals himself had this to say directly after the game. I saw the tag, but he looked like he olayed him, and I called him safe for that. I looked at the replays, and it appeared he might have got him on the shin area. I'm guessing he might have got him, but when I was out there when it happened, I didn't see the glove sweep up. I didn't see the glove hit his leg. And let's give him some credit
He's
here.
right.
Meals had an amazing view of the play, better than ours. You'll notice that a lot of the video I'm using isn't exactly of the highest quality, which is a product of when this play took place and what video is still available. Meals, however, doesn't have to worry about that because he's
How
2
close?
feet from the play.
I think he's safe. Look at where the glove is now. That, I think, is safe. He's right.
Wait. He also does his due diligence by waiting until Lugo touches home
I think that's
before
the best
declaring him
angle.
safe. Still, a big problem with this play was that the narrative had been set. I'll outline the narrative for you now.
Here comes the narrative.
It's comprised of 3 simple parts. Number 1, the game was in the 19th inning.
True.
Number 2, the game had been going on for over 6.5 hours, and it was nearly 2 in the morning local time. Number 3, Meals simply wanted to end the game and was willing to miss a call in order to do just that.
There are some games that actually happens still. But those games are far less shown.
I was talking to someone the other day, and I said, it's unfortunate, really, as I don't
I
think
like
it's
this
fair to
part.
Meals at all. But some have argued that to end the game. I don't believe that Meals would have made a let's go home call. He's a professional after all. But that doesn't mean we can forget about just how long this game had been going in the first place. Everyone was fatigued, not just Meals, but also McHenry, who's the guy who's trying to make the tag. Weird stuff happens when people are fatigued. And then the guy turned to me and he said, "Sir, if you're not going to look at the instruments, I'm going to have to ask you to leave Guitar Center." A day after the game, Meals walked back his original statement
Guitar
and admitted
Center.
all wrongdoing. After coming into the locker room, I reviewed the incident through our videos that we have in here, and after seeing a few of them on one particular replay, I was able to see that Lugo's pant leg moved ever so slightly when the swipe tag was attempted by McHenry. Meals.
I was thinking, where is that replay that he's talking about though? What if that replay was shown in the game? Would he have changed the call? And if replay was initiated back in 2011, and we got to see that particular replay Mios was talking about, do you guys think in the comment section, would that have changed the call? Because right there, he's safe. But if you take that instant replay and show that replay, would we have seen a different call? Let me know in the comment section of this video.
That's telling me that I was incorrect in my decision, and that he should have been ruled out and not safe. Whether you choose to believe that or not is up to you, but it
That's the angle right there. Look at that right side. Very carefully. If you look at that right side, it looks like he got him. It looks like he got him. But again, you have to be definitive with the replay on field for it to count.
would have certainly required the MLB to have a different camera angle than any of ours, which I doubt. Look, I gotta tell you guys, Meals apologized, but I really wish he hadn't.
I have to agree.
Unfortunately, as I said, the narrative had been set, and the MLB was in damage control. ABC News was covering this call as if it was a foregone conclusion.
The collision and the tag, plainly obvious to all who saw it, except Jerry Meals, the only man whose opinion mattered.
Go on YouTube right now and type in MLB worst calls or something like that. This play will always feature.
I have to agree. Three calls that are going to be featured there. This one, that Joyce Colorado play, and the infield fly. Those three. Look for it on YouTube or something. Worst calls in MLB history. This one, Joyce Colorado, and the infield fly.
It's generally accepted as a terrible call, potentially the worst ever, but considering how close it is to being a tag or not being a tag, I just can't agree with that designation. Remember the infield fly and Galarraga Lost Perfecto I showed you at the beginning of this video? I did that for a reason. Those two plays I'm looking at were instrumental in the MLB expanding the usage of instant replay in the 2014 season.
I have to agree. Those three calls went for instant replay to be in play.
And do you think that this is just another example of why baseball should bring instant replay into plays like that? They already have it for home runs, but for plays like this?
Yes, yeah, after playing all them innings, yes, it's very upsetting for the whole team.
They have it for home runs,
that
too.
many innings and to lose it that way.
In one final act of desperation, we're going to pretend that
Instant replay has been used, but only for home run calls. So, for example, if the ball goes out, but does not reach the yellow line in some stadiums, it's not a home run. If the ball hits the foul pole, it's a home run. That's why it's used for those situations. But not until later was it used for plays like that one.
Julio Lugo comes barreling home in a post-expanded replay era. Meals calls him safe. Everyone is, but the game isn't over. The Braves probably don't storm
So
the
you
field as
explain
there's
how it would
absolutely
be
no
being
finality to
nowadays.
it. Clint Hurdle doesn't explode at Meals either. Why? The play is going to be reviewed, and in the minds of everyone in the stadium, it will likely be reversed. But would it be? We've already looked at every single angle, every piece of evidence available to us. Even though Meals himself said he saw Lugo's pant leg slightly move when he reviewed it a day later, would the same conclusion be made in the heat of the moment, with all eyes watching the replay?
I think there's a time limit, 2 minutes.
Rulebook? If the replay official does not feel he has enough video evidence to make a decision at the time of prompting or management official serving on his behalf, the replay official shall inform the crew chief that the call stands. Replay officials have exactly 2 minutes to complete their reviews. We have been looking at this play for far longer than that, and I'm sure Meals did as well once he got around to reviewing the tape. Do you think a replay official finds evidence good enough to reverse this call in 120 seconds?
In my opinion, no, because based on the angles we've been looking at, and every time we pause to look at them, it looks like it's safe. But it's not like 100. Let's keep it 100, people. I don't think it's going to be 100% safe. He's going to be safe, but I don't think it's like obvious. It's not like the Joyce Colorado, where that's out. This one is very close. I'm going to say 50-50.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. So, despite what that upset Pirates fan had to say about instant replay in that news clip, the call likely would have stood. At least it would have if the replay review was administered correctly, which doesn't always happen. I mean, I've seen pretty crazy stuff. Sorry, I got sidetracked there. Anyways, there you have it. The worst call of all time might have been right all along, and it likely would have stood if subjected to modern replay review.
I have to agree.
Whether Lugo was actually safe or not is something that only the baseball gods can know. Us mere mortals shouldn't bother bickering about it. Instead, we should focus on something we can all agree on. You see, I haven't even shown you guys the best part of this play. Scott Proctor, our shaky relief pitcher turned hero batsman, absolutely eats it coming out of the batter's box. Just look at him. This is a professional athlete. May I remind you, he had a 6.48.
But imagine if that play did not happen, and Scott Proctor fell down, and they actually threw the first instead. Oh, that would have been worse. Remember, that ends the inning. Okay, so that's what happened there. Next video. Do a few more. If you guys enjoyed that, make sure you subscribe. And make sure you guys leave some nice comments. And let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think that call was good or not good? Safe or out? In my opinion, he's safe. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. One more for you guys. A few more for you guys. Let me just make sure everything is working correctly here. See what we got here for that. Welcome back, Bryce. Just making sure before we on our next spotlight video. Next video we're going to spotlight here. Welcome back, Bryce. Alright, let's see. So we have a few of these. So I'm not gonna do the. Okay, there's this one, the Houston Astros cheating scandal, but it's too long. It's 22 minutes. It's a documentary all of its own. So we're gonna save that for another time. see what I got here for you guys. Let's see what we can do here. Let's do. Excuse me. If you just joined us, we're doing reaction videos to YouTube videos today. Get ready for a raid, and later tonight we're gonna do VR chat. So let's see what else we can react to for today. Let's see what we got. What can we do here? You missed so what we did was the coolest baseball. And we did the worst call in MLB history. There was a play where the umpire said safe, but a lot of people said out. But the problem is the replay shows, but it's very close. That's what you missed, buddy. We'll do a few more before we get ready for VR. Let's do. Well, we're not going to my channel. Come on now. Let's go to. What do you guys want to look at? Let's do. I know everybody's talking about Vanguard, the new Call of Duty game, and everybody's streaming it right now. Oh, I have an idea. Let me see. Let me see if my idea works though. I know it's lagging a bit. Alright, let's see. You guys want to react to Call of Duty Vanguard? I'm going to turn off the sound though. Everybody's talking about this. Jimmy Dukes Gaming, Mr. Work. Everybody's on this. It's a 3-minute thing. IGN has it. So I'm gonna be safe here. What do you guys think? Yay or nay? Or do you want to save the surprise for another time? Not a surprise, but yeah, I agree with that. Or do you guys want to watch Jimmy? Like right now, we're gonna watch him live. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, we're gonna react to something from Jimmy Dukes Gaming. But we're gonna look for a short video here. He's live right now because of the Vanguard Call of Duty. Let me just check one thing. Yeah, let's go for it. Alright, let's go for it. Let's see. Let's see. My boy, Jimmy Dukes Gaming. We're gonna rate him too, by the way. Alright, so we're gonna react to his unboxing. So let's go for an unboxing. Let's see. This one. Yeah, let's do this one. There's a unboxing of the Sector 24-inch monitor. Jimmy Dukes Gaming did this on April 13th. It's an unboxing video. Okay, so guys ready for this? Alright. I'm gonna end it after this one here. And I'm gonna get ready for VR. Alright, here we go. Hi everybody, it's Francis the Fox once again giving you guys another reaction video. Today, we are going to be reacting to an unboxing by my buddy, Jimmy Dukes Gaming. Jimmy Dukes Gaming is a streamer friend of mine who likes to play some games. Okay? So we're going to have some fun with Jimmy Dukes Gaming. Enjoyed this video, make sure you guys leave a like, and subscribe, and make sure you guys check out Jimmy Dukes Gaming on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch. Link will be in the description of this video below. Let's get right into it. Let's have some fun. So he's unboxing the monitor.
What up, y'all? It's your boy Jimmy Dukes, aka the Juggalonician, back with another quick unboxing and setup video. Opening up a Scepter 24-inch monitor that I'll be using for my secondary monitor.
His setup now is different. I'm going to tell you guys now. His setup now is completely different.
I was in the market for something that I could use as just function-wise. I use my laptop as a secondary monitor, so when I'm playing on my nice Samsung 4.
So he has a setup for a 2-monitor setup. So he uses his main monitor for the game, and most likely the laptop as a second monitor for like chatting and all that good stuff.
Okay, curve monitor when I'm streaming or I'm capturing footage, and it works, you know what I mean? But I needed something just so I can kind of glance at it and work, because when I'm looking, I kind of have to lean over to check it out. So I was on Facebook Market and kind of looking around on Amazon, and anything that I found used was like 80 to 100 bucks. You know what I mean?
Used is the way to go for some time.
Before, or if they took care of it, whatever. So, anyways, I came across this one right here. A Scepter 24-inch.
That's actually cool.
Monitor.
Ultra
Hertz,
slim.
has 2 HDMI ports and it's 1080p. And it was $106. I mean, free from Amazon. I couldn't beat it, you know what I mean? Is it the best monitor I can get for $106? I don't know. You know what I mean? It hit all the check marks for me.
He's gonna unbox.
And I just needed something for function. So this way I could just close my laptop and then just have a second monitor. So let's open this up and see what it's all about. It got some decent ratings. Is it?
I like how he goes through the box.
Brand? No, you know, I've seen.
That's pretty nice.
And their TVs aren't that great, so I'm not expecting too much out of this. But for what I'm gonna use it for is all I really care about. You know what I mean? Is the function. I'm not gonna use it for gaming, and it's mainly for just for my video editing and then when I'm streaming.
That actually looks cool.
So let's see. Look at this.
I'm not gonna cap. That looks cool. That looks really cool for a monitor.
Yeah, $106. I'm always looking for a deal.
Oh, a stand. I see. That's a lot of wires, though. I will skip a little bit.
Decent. What I mean?
Yeah, we're gonna need to put that
Check it out.
stand.
Nice.
Hey, give me one moment, guys. A puzzle, you say? Alright, we're gonna get back right into it. Hold on one moment, let me get back right into it. Yeah, we're reacting to Jimmy here. So you're watching Jimmy twice. So I like this fast forward thing. You guys need to learn this in editing. I do this for unboxing.
It was pretty simple to, you know, I mean.
That's actually pretty cool.
One thing I noticed is
Not gonna cap. I like
really
that.
thin on the outside, which is good. So it doesn't have the height adjustment. You know what I mean? So that's something that I might have to worry about. I don't know yet. We'll see what it looks like.
That's actually pretty cool.
The back side here we got.
The back is nice.
You know what I mean? And decent size. You know, 24
That's pretty cool.
For
Oh, that's nice.
1080p. I mean, it's great, and it's gonna be a nice addition to my setup. Just by looking at the contrast of the two, and it's gonna be screen tearing that they have. Cool. Appreciate the support.
That's it. So, if you guys enjoyed that one, make sure you leave a like on Jimmy Dukes Gaming. Make sure you guys follow him on Twitter, follow him on Facebook, and on YouTube, booby, the YouTube. And make sure you leave a like on my channel as well. And we'll see you on the next reaction. Alright guys, what do you guys want to react to next? So we got so Jimmy Dukes pretty good. I like that. We cannot do this one, that's a live right now. We're gonna rate him later. But do you guys want one more unbox? We're gonna do one more unboxing. Or do you guys want me to react to somebody else? It says a puzzle. I hope it's a good puzzle, buddy. Okay, so. Oh, we have streaming tip. He's doing this new thing called streaming tip. So let's go ahead and take a look what he has for streaming tip. It is brought to you by Jimmy Dukes Gaming. So let's take a look at 5 tips before going live on Facebook Gaming. So get ready for this. Look at that handsome guy. Handsome guy, guys. Handsome Jimmy. Alright, let me Give me one moment before we get into this. We're gonna drink agua. The fox needs water. Ahem. Hello everybody, it's Francis the Fox once again giving you guys another reaction video. Today, we're going to take a look at my streaming as he presents us 5 tips before going live on Facebook Gaming. If you guys need help with your Facebook Gaming and your streaming, this is where to go. And if you guys would like, make sure you guys leave a like, follow, subscribe on this video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. And make sure you guys check out my buddy, Jimmy Dukes Gaming, who streams on YouTube, Facebook, and Twitch every Monday to Friday at 8:30 a.m. Central Time. So that will not only help me, that will not only be nice, happy for me, but happy for this handsome fellow. So let's learn about the 5 tips before going live on Facebook.
Hey yo, what up? My name is Jimmy Duke.
Hey
and I'm
yo.
giving 5 tips of things to do before you go live on Facebook. Let's
That's
check
right.
it out.
Let's go, buddy.
So these 5 things a lot of people do not take in consideration before going live. These are things that I've learned over time and I wish I learned from the very beginning. So doing these 5 simple things will help you grow and keep that engagement on your page. So the first thing you should do before going live is letting everybody know you're going live.
That is correct. I have to agree with him.
To your feed, your story, or a group, giving everybody that heads up that you're going live gives you a better chance to have more viewers come by. Even if it's 30 minutes or an hour before, not everybody has that notification to your page, or some people might not have a set schedule. So having that out there and having people see it before you go live will have them thinking, all right, cool, so and so is going on, I'm gonna go drop by and say what's up. It'll give you a better chance to get those views during your streams.
Allow me to explain more. I would actually add, because the way I do this, put as a video for you guys the roundup show every morning. Okay? So I agree with Jimmy what he says here. Because he's right. Not everybody on Facebook gets notifications anymore. Only 50 get the notifications. Then you have to do well with those 50 before moving on to the next 50. Then you have to do well with those 50. Then you have to go to the next 50 for 3 hours. The minimum time you need to spend stream on Facebook is 3 hours.
So the thing you should do before going live is having a catchy title or a theme to your stream. And what I mean about this is not catching dubs, hanging with the boys, come vibe out, chill stream. None of those titles work nowadays. You just see them everywhere and you want to stand out compared to everybody else. So some of the ones that I like to use is Cold Coffee and Warzone, Battle Pass Attack, I'll Take Them All On. Things like that to get people's eyes to that title. And what I mean about theme is that you want to have a theme to your stream. So sometimes when I say I'll take them all on, is I'm playing a free-for-all mode on Cold War, or I'll do a sabotage stream on Warzone. So X amount of stars, 25 stars, I unload my clip. 200 stars, fall damage, and so and so. So having a catchy title and even a theme to your stream makes it more fun for your viewers to watch.
I agree. So what he's referring to is your title and your theme. The title is very, very, very important, because nowadays you cannot just say, oh, chill, or vibe out. Well, Mr. Work does this, but that's because he's been grown on streaming. He just recently passed 2,500 followers. What's up, Sneaky Ninja? So he just passed 2,500 followers on Facebook. That's Mr. Work. So he is allowed to use chill or vibe out or something in that manner, but that's only because it's Mr. Work. But for us who are new, you can't do that anymore.
So tip number 3 I'd recommend is having a thumbnail. It doesn't matter what kind of thumbnail it is, just don't let it be your starting screen. If you didn't know, within the first 5 to 10 seconds of your Facebook stream, whatever's on the screen at that time is your thumbnail. So what I like to do is I pose for the camera or I already have a thumbnail mocked up ready to go that I'll have on my Streamlabs. So once I go live, I let that go for a little bit, then I'll switch. You want to stand out and make sure that you have a thumbnail that it's not your starting screen or something you don't want, because a lot of times if you go to the Facebook gaming page, you'll see a lot of people with the thumbnails don't look good, and you want to make sure you stand out.
He's correct. So, thumbnail. That's why I wake up early, very early at sometimes, to give you the roundup show. I give you the thumbnail for the stream for the day, or the 3 thumbnails if needed. So that's how it is. You cannot just say, oh, going live, or oh, vibe out, or oh, time to work. No pun intended. But you cannot just oh, vibe out and stuff. No. You need a thumbnail.
So tip number 4 is have a fun or creative poll to post while you go live. Sometimes it could be the easiest thing, like, do you like this gun or that gun? Do you like cold coffee or hot coffee? Do you like cereal first or the milk first? Things like that, just to get that initial engagement when somebody goes to your stream. So if somebody clicks on your stream, the first thing they see is a poll, they can click it, and it makes it more fun for that person right when they get in the stream. So the last thing you do before going live is checking your equipment. It doesn't matter if it's a simple check of your microphone, your video, game updates, anything like that. Those small little hiccups at the beginning of a stream can really kill your groove. I know once I get live, I want to make sure everything's working, everything's good to go. I get the engagement, I got the polls up, everything's good to go. So taking that small time to make sure everything's good is going to help you have a good, strong stream. Alright guys, so just a quick recap on the things we covered. 1, let everybody know you're going live. 2, have a catchy title or a theme to your stream. 3, have a thumbnail. Remember, the first 5-10 seconds of your Facebook stream is your thumbnail. 4, make a creative poll for people to come into your stream and get engagement right away. And lastly, check your equipment. Make sure everything's good to go before you go live.
Yep, I will tell you now, I do 4 of those things right away. 4. I do number 1, 2, 3, and 5. Oh, I don't do that much though, which I need to get started in, by the way.
Know in the comments. My name is Jimmy Dukes. If you want to catch me live, I'm on Facebook Gaming, Twitch, and YouTube. Until then, peace out, homies.
Peace out, homies. I like his line though. That's a good line to finish off a stream. Peace out, homies. My line, of course, is see ya later, y'all. But anyway, that's Jimmy Dukes Gaming, guys. If you guys enjoyed that video, make sure you guys leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And make sure you guys check out my buddy Jimmy Dukes Gaming, who streams on Facebook, Twitch, and YouTube, streaming as well some Warzone hype for Vanguard. Make sure you guys check him out, and we'll see you guys in the next reaction. Alright, what do you guys want to react to next? We can do one more before I got to go to get ready for VR chat. Because we have a session coming up. The little live section. So let me take off the board here. And then let me just make sure what my buddy says is okay. Alright, let's go on for one more. What we got here? From Sir Jimmy. Alright, let's see. One more. We cannot do the live show because he's playing Warzone. We'll just raid him instead. But most of his are live streams, I think. Most of them. Gotta see what we got. Some of his streams are over 4 hours. Let's see. I don't think he has enough short videos, unfortunately. Wait a minute. He has a tick. That's what I remember. He has a TikTok. I remember he has a TikTok. Or an Instagram. Let me see one thing. Does he have his link here? No, he does not. At least not for TikTok. Wow. Okay. One more, let's see. Let me see who else here. I know everybody's talking about Vanguard, but I don't want to be copyright there. Pokemon, maybe. Real life lore, we already did. Baseball bits, we already did. Let's see, one more. Let's do. Why not? It's the summer ice cream. That could be a copyright zone. Actually, we'll see. Company Man is a very good one to look at, by the way. Because Company Man talks about company, how they get so big, the rise and fall and rise again at some time, and all that. How many of you guys donuts? You guys like donuts? I love me some donuts. This fox likes donuts. And you should too. This will be the last one because I have to get ready for VR. Our VR session is, I think, 1:45. And that's live too. Party City is interesting. Rise and fall of Krispy Kreme. What's up, Jimmy? Hey! I didn't see that. Why isn't that? Jimmy Dix Gaming, what's up, buddy? I don't know why the alert system didn't pop up. Oh, because I didn't even have it on my layout. That's my bad. Alright, let's see what we got. Let's do one company man and then we call it. Let's see. Krispy Kreme donut or Hershey's? Yum, 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 yum. Donuts, and I love my chocolate. Why don't we do some donuts?
They had to restate.
I will warn you, this will go into deep business terms. So keep that in mind. We are going into deep business terminology for this reaction. This will be the last one for the day. And then I'm going to start putting the videos together for the channel. Guys ready for this? And then we're going to raid somebody after. Get ready. Drink some water and then we get into this. What's up, everybody? It's Spencer the Fox once again, giving you guys another reaction. Today, we're going to take a look at Krispy Kreme, the The Rise and Fall and Rise Again by the company man. The company man is responsible for breaking down the rise of the company, the fall of the company, and if necessary, the rise again. This video was published on June 27, 2018, and we're going to take a look at Krispy Kreme today. Let's have a look, shall we? Get right into this.
Have you ever had a Krispy Kreme donut? They're
Oh
delicious.
yes, I have.
Personally, they're not my absolute favorite place to get donuts, but
Thanks for the
based
like,
on
buddy.
everyone's reaction to them, I feel like I'm in the minority here. Don't get me wrong, they're good. Just look at these things. You can tell they're good just by looking at them, but everything I come across just describes them as unbelievable.
Man, this is one of the greatest inventions ever.
They are unique.
Charles
I will say
Barkley with
that.
his
Like
donut.
how a McDonald's hamburger has that unmistakable taste, the same goes for Krispy Kreme. So if you've never had a Krispy Kreme donut, I can't do much in the way of describing it to you. It's one of a kind. As one of their brand elements, and I want to identify 3 of their brand elements that really seem to separate them from their competition.
Yum.
One was the taste. In 1937, the founder, Vernon Rudolph, bought the recipe from a French chef, and to my knowledge, it's the exact same one they use today. But I do want to give Vernon Rudolph a little more credit. I don't want you to think any less of him because he didn't come up with the recipe himself. For one, selecting and implementing the right recipe is no easy task, and for 2, he did team up with some engineers to invent and build the donut making equipment, which would obviously have an impact on the taste. The second way they separate themselves is what they call donut theater, which is quite a dramatic label, but most of the Krispy
That's good. I like the idea, the donut theater, because you get to see how the donuts are made before you get them.
Kreme locations make the donuts in the restaurant itself, and they make it visible to the customers, which has a ton of benefits. It acts as visual proof that they are indeed freshly made. It's a source of entertainment when you're waiting in line or sitting down to eat. It just adds to the overall experience. The third thing that separates them is their sign. It says, Hot Krispy Kreme Original Glazed Now. When the sign is lit up, it lets the public know of donuts made. Picture this. You're driving past a Krispy Kreme. You're not sure if you want to stop in or not, and you notice the sign. The fact
almost
that
lunchtime. I know you guys are hungry.
Just enough to tip the scales and convince you to stop. It's a great way to attract some impulse buyers. So now Krispy Kreme has a unique tasting product that's made on site in front of the customers, along with a great way to convey to the public when they're making it. It all came together to form a successful business. I said it all started in 1937, and for the next 60 years, not much happened. Their very first location was in North Carolina, and they didn't leave that southeast. That's the year they opened their first store in New York City.
That's a lot of
In 1999, they expanded into California. The next year, they took the company public, meaning it was now on the stock exchange, and from there, things just went crazy. That public offering gave them the resources they needed to implement their plans of expansion. The next 4 years were a period of aggressive expansion. In the year 2000, they had 142 locations. By 2004, that number was up to 357.
That's almost like 3 times now. That's 3 times in 2004. That's a lot of expansion, guys.
Just to state that in a way that gives a little more perspective, in their first 63 years, they opened 142 locations. In the next 4, they opened 215. And as you would expect, their revenue went up during that time as well, from 300 million to over 700 million. Just based on these figures, I would guess for many of the people watching this outside of that southeast region, the first time you heard about Krispy Kreme was during this time. They were popping up everywhere, everyone loved their donuts, the stock was performing really well. It'd be the next big fast food restaurant to emerge. This is where things went bad, and I mean it when I say things went bad. Krispy Kreme experienced one of the biggest falls that Here, let me tell you about it. It actually started in May of 2004. You'll notice that they did slow their growth that year, and I held off on showing you their net income graph because that was already
Boom, right there. That's the reason why. So they actually dropped in 2004. So that's rough. They dropped about $200,000 in revenue. I mean, yeah, revenue income. That's a rough drop in 2004.
severely affected in 2004. Yeah, it's pretty crazy when you see it like that. A big part of the loss is actually from their sale of Montana Mills. It's a bread company that they had bought less than 2 years earlier. I think the best thing we can use to show their fall here is their stock price. Now, this isn't a perfect graph since I just plotted their trading price at the first trading day of each year, but it does show how much they fell in 2004. They were experiencing decreased sales, but the reason the stock market went down so rapidly is because of an time the SEC was conducting an investigation concerning aggressive accounting methods that were used to increase their earnings. The shareholders were filing lawsuits against them and their auditors, alleging similar things. Simply put, they were having trouble meeting their earnings expectations, and they allegedly used some accounting tricks to help meet them. As a result, they had to restate some things from their previous reports. They delayed issuing some of their quarterly reports. All of this is very bad when it comes to stock price, and the stock price is what determines the value of the company. Just think of it like this. They were so afraid of delivering less than impressive earnings because it would upset the investors and make them want to sell their stock. That's a very common thing in the stock market. Well, now they weren't delivering any earnings results and telling the investors that they can no longer rely on the results that they delivered earlier. Unless you're an investor that's okay with accepting high amounts of risk, you're selling your shares in Krispy Kreme, which is exactly what happened. So things were done that made their earnings appear higher than they actually were, but the question I have is why were their earnings low to begin with? And I don't have a perfect answer for this, just some speculation. Their CEO at the time blamed it on people being more concerned with their health. Everyone was on a low-carb diet and no one wanted donuts anymore. I'd say that may have had a small impact.
I have to agree with that at some point. And the only reason why I say that is because back then, remember how there was, I think it's still that time, 2004, the Super Size Me was still a thing, I think. There's, don't quote me on that. But the movie exposed the Super Size option at McDonald's, and then they had to convert into healthy options. So people started looking into lower carb diets and all that good stuff back in 2004. But still, I think that's very small impact on the Krispy Kreme revenue here.
But probably not the best explanation. The more common belief is that the low earnings resulted from overexpansion. I already expressed how quickly they were expanding. The thought here is that they started opening locations too close to each other and the
Remember how he showed a graph of where he says that, remember 2004, they had over 3 times the restaurants back in when they started. And remember, that's a rapid growth of times 3. That's a lot.
new locations were taking sales away from the older locations. I'm not completely sold on this explanation either. In 2005, they were up to 402 locations, of which 334 of them were in the United States. Now, I don't know how spread out these locations actually were, but I like to think that the United States, loving Krispy Kreme as much as they do, has enough demand to justify 334 locations. Dunkin' Donuts currently has over 9,000, but it is possible that the new locations were just poorly planned. Maybe most of them were in a health-conscious community where Krispy Kreme already existed. I don't know. Another common way to explain these low earnings is their sale of products outside of their restaurants.
Yep. Sometimes you're gonna see the Krispy Kreme donuts at your local store. I didn't even know about this until I got to watch this by myself. So there are some restaurants that actually go into other restaurants to sell the product. That's actually a cool idea. The thing is, can you afford the profit margin though? That's the catch. And will it help you out in some way? Remember, you only get a small part of that store if you sell inside the store. And by the way, there's a rumor right now, Toys R Us is going to open some inside of a store. Oh, nice. It is almost lunchtime. Alright, Angela. There you go, dessert.
Krispy Kreme is known for their fresh, pleasant smelling donuts, not their packaged donuts. So when they offered them like this in the supermarkets, it made people stop caring as much. They were no longer something special that you can only get from the restaurant. You can get them anywhere. I think the idea is that people would pass up the restaurant because they knew they could just get them at the supermarket, but then when they were at the supermarket, they passed them up anyway because they're not drawn in by that fresh smell. And there's probably some degree of merit to all of these explanations. But despite having decreased earnings and a scandal that just sent their stock crashing down, they survived. Looking at their stock price over a longer range, we see it continued dropping into 2006, but then started to go back up in 2007, only to start dropping again in 2008. In the beginning of 2009, it was trading for $1.65, but you have to remember, that was during a time where most stocks were struggling. Since then, they've been recovering. They were taken off the market in 2016 when they were bought by a company named JAB. The selling price was right around $20 per share, totaling $1.35 billion, which is evidence of a recovery. Someone willing to pay that much is a sign. The company that bought them, by the way, also now owns Panera, Keurig, and Dr. Pepper Snapple Group, among other things. Looking at Krispy Kreme's revenue over a longer range, it too bottomed out in 2009, but has increased every year since. And the net income tells a similar story, in that it's been positive every year since 2010. All three of these graphs perfectly depict a rise, a fall, and a rise again. The graph that stands out is their number of locations. Through all—
That's a lot. 1K. Over 1,000. Since 2015.
All these ups and downs, the only time they slowed their expansion was in 2006. Do you see how that's a little lower than 2005? That was right in the middle of their accounting issues and plummeting stock price, but every other year, they've been opening new locations. The difference now, compared to their struggling years, I suppose, is that it's now a much smarter expansion. If it was indeed way too concentrated before, or if the US just wasn't accepting any more than a few hundred locations, they've addressed it. I said in 2005 they had 334 domestic locations. Well, in 2015, they had only 297, meaning it looks like there's actually now fewer locations in the United States. These new locations are spread out all over.
Look at that. Now they're open in different countries, not just US. I will tell you now, there is a rival to, I believe, Krispy Kreme.
In many different countries.
I'll tell you what it is in a moment.
That's what we can attribute to their recovery. They found all these new markets to sell their donuts. And keep in mind, unless the new owners have done something miraculous over the past couple of years, Krispy Kreme is still nowhere near their peak by any measure. But considering how far they fell and how that momentum could have brought them even lower or even them out completely, it's impressive to see a recovery like this. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about all of this? The rise, fall, and rise again is pretty easy to see, but the explanation behind a lot of it isn't quite as clear. Why do you think they stopped selling as many donuts right around 2004? And to what do you attribute their recovery from all of this? Also, what are your thoughts on them overall? Are the donuts really as good as everyone makes them out to be? If everyone in the United States loves them as much as it seems, it's just weird that they would have so much trouble selling them back in 2004. And even today, they only have 300 locations across the country. How do you explain all of it? I'd like to hear what you have to say. Thank you for watching.
Alright What do you guys think of that? So we learned a lot today. We learned about donuts and how they expanded and stuff like that. So if you guys enjoyed this reaction, make sure you guys leave a like, follow, and subscribe. Make sure you guys check out the company man, the one behind this video. Make sure you guys also check him out on YouTube. He does videos like this one every so often. Check him out as well. And don't forget, we are live in about an hour with our VR chat with our buddies. So, I hope you guys are hungry because that was your dessert. That's our dessert for today. Some donuts. Donuts. This fox likes donuts. Alright, let's see who's on so we can do a raid. See who's on right now. So I'm gonna turn off my screen. Yeah, I'll see you in an hour. We're gonna raid somebody. Let's see. Let me see what we have. Alright, we have... I have a feeling the work is still on. Let me see, let me refresh this. Probably it was a quick stream for him. Oh, nobody's on. Not in our group. Let's see. So, Styles is not on. Work is not on. Nobody's on that we know. So we'll see you guys at around 8. Alright? 1:45 VR chat. Open. Get ready for that. No raid today. So I'll be putting up the videos we reacted to later on this week. And we're gonna have some fun. VR chat at 1:45. Don't forget. 1:45. And then Splitgate at 5. And then at 9:15 one more time for Oddball. So we're gonna have some fun with that. And enjoy. Thanks for watching, everybody.